When I walked into the National Museum of Women in the Arts, I did not know what to expect. I don't particularly care for museums, but I was interested in seeing how the things I've learned in class would affect my interpretation of the art. I felt small in the main area, which was very open and had a very high ceiling. The architecture of the building, including the marble floors, double staircases, and large chandeliers, made me feel I was in a classy educational place. I first walked through the Alison Saar exhibit. Here I saw Washtub Blues. Saar paints the domestic worker facing away from the viewer to display that the work goes unnoticed. I interpreted this piece of art in terms of neoliberalism. The work that the female domestic workers and housewives do is vital in maintaining the economic system, yet it goes unrecognized and the groups are oppressed. The fact that the subject was facing away from me made me uncomfortable, but I overall enjoyed the piece. There were a lot of portraits lining the walls of the first and second floor, but those really didn't interest me at all. I find portraits to be pretty boring. The third floor, however, had a really cool exhibit called No Man's Land. Many of the artworks in this exhibit caught my eye because they were very abstract and interesting. This particular piece drew me in for its resemblance of a playing card. The double figure reminded me of our discussions of identity. The figure represents immigrants and refugees, and as a result of having this identity, these people are exposed to oppression and have a difficult time adapting to their surroundings. After looking at this piece, I considered my identities and how they interacted and made my experience in this museum unique. I feel like my identity as a male gave me an interesting perspective on the art. I really enjoyed this piece of art called Prelude, mainly for its aesthetics. I like the contrasting colors of the subject's clothes and her hair. In addition, I like how the background makes the painting look as though it is done on wood. My favorite piece of art I saw was Liza III by Jennifer Rubel. I enjoyed it so much because I appreciated the fact that it was interactive. At first I was shocked by the piece and thought it was pretty comical, however I realized it probably had a deeper meaning. In my opinion, the display of the female mannequin in nude form draws attention to the female body and depicts the view and portrayal of women as sexualized objects. I immediately related the piece to the male gaze. Accenting the female anatomy in the nude state, in my opinion, exemplifies the male gaze. The mannequin is presented as a sexualized object, just like characters in many movies and TV shows, and other women in the media are often highlighted as objects of pleasure. However, because the artist exemplifies the male gaze so overtly and with intent, she is able to condemn the idea of the male gaze. I think the cracking of the nut signals this idea.